Welcome to another episode of the Back Catalogue podcast. This is the podcast where we, and by we, I mean me, Apo, and my co-host / co-founder, Vincent, we dive into the Disney Plus streaming service and we tell you, the listener and the viewer, what's worth it and what's not. And today, Vincent, I'm going to need you, the viewer. This is what I'm telling them. Give us a like and a subscribe. If you're on YouTube, give us a like and a subscribe. If you're on Spotify, if you're on the Apple Podcast, click that subscribe button as well, because you will be notified every time we release something new. And also, sign up to the Patreon, man. We got content at Patreon.
We got content at Patreon.
That's
Anyway, what are we doing today?
Today, we are doing the first 2 episodes of the new potential hit TV series.
It's doing better than The Mandalorian and WandaVision so far, in terms of numbers, I think.
Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Episode 1 and 2.
Episode 1 and 2.
We're going through them. Now, I've got no facts for you up top because I'm going to leave that till the last episode, because then we'll have a better picture of where this is rated in total.
Yeah, that's
because
right.
this show could potentially be horrible now and then get better, or it could be great now and then get worse. Like, we don't know that.
It could be.
We don't know that, and I don't want people to take this clip and be saying like, it's the best. And then they say
yeah,
like,
you don't want the 3 people that listen to this
to like use our like
tweet it out to everyone else. They said it was the best and it sucks.
And then a bunch of people watch our podcast, you know?
That would be good, actually.
That'd actually be good, yeah. Like, take everything we say out of context so people come watch our podcast. But not so much so that they make decisions before they come watch it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to get cancelled before anyone's like, we haven't got enough viewers yet. If I get cancelled, I'm just like, this is for nothing.
I haven't reached my prime. Anyway, Falcon, should we do episode 1 and then episode 2? Or should we do both of them at the same time?
Let's just do episode 1 first.
That's okay. Good.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to do.
Because I was going to say episode. I was in my head. I was quickly just doing the sums. How am I going to bring in this to mix with this? And I was like, this is going to be too hard for me.
Good idea. All right. So first things first.
So we've got the opening scene is of the Falcon. Anthony Mackie, which
he's ironing his shirt. Which
dude.
He puts the shirt on straight after he irons it.
I love that, man. You don't love that?
Bro,
is that dangerous?
But the other thing, that's not dangerous, like, because you want some warmth.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, like in the morning, I want some warmth.
But he's there. He's on the ironing board. He irons and just puts it straight on. I don't even know if it's ironed properly first.
He hasn't perused it.
He hasn't perused it. That, for some reason, that really got to me in the first. I was like,
but maybe
you have to like look around, look at it, see if it's the creases and.
Maybe he was so excited that he's just like, oh, dude, man, I'm cold, man. I just need to get this on.
Maybe.
He might have been doing that. But there's is that the very opening scene?
That's how
he's ironing his.
Oh no, the very opening scene is they're going to fight someone.
Yeah. Batrock the Leaper. That's who they're going to fight. That's the bad guy's name.
Who?
Batrock the Leaper. Can you believe that is a character's name? We'll get into that real quick now, but. The opening scene is an action scene because I think that this show was brought out after WandaVision because they wanted to, and I think it'll be the same with Loki, they want to make these 3 completely different TV shows.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to do it.
To get 3 not distinct stories, or of course distinct stories, but they want to like be able to bring in everyone's interest into these different TV shows.
And just do different styles. It's just good to have different types of content.
Because I feel that as well, Marvel and any superhero franchise can be caught up with just doing the same thing because it works.
Yeah.
And I mean, when I say that, it's not like they're doing something. It's not like they're doing like film noir, like completely different. Like it's still Marvel things.
Like we're talking silent movies now.
Yeah, that's right. They're not doing like the artiste, you know. They're still doing what they do, action and whatnot, and like superheroes in the real world.
Yeah.
But I like the fact that WandaVision is its own thing. This will be its own thing, and I hope Loki will be its own thing as well.
Loki probably be wild.
I'm excited for that.
Like you've got like different
timelines,
style fonts.
Yeah.
On the title of the
on
thing,
the letters,
on the letters, bro.
Yeah.
It's going to be wild.
It's going to be wild. So it starts off with, a fight scene essentially. It's a fight scene in the sky just to like put us in place. We know we're in for like some action-packed business.
Yeah, like Falcon's got wings.
He's got wings. He does like Falcon things. But I had some issues initially, but this is one of the things, if we're making this an action TV series, and I know that, not everything can be the raid and not everything can be that one shot you see every single punch thrown. But there was so many cuts in this first fight scene
I didn't even
that
notice.
I was like, is that one Falcon? Oh no, that's Batroc the Leaper. Oh no, that's not Batroc. That's that dude right there.
Oh, in the plane?
Yeah, in the plane.
In the plane, yeah, that was a bit too much of.
I couldn't see what was going on.
Yeah, I can see where you're coming from there.
But the excitement is that the man who I keep referring to as Batroc the Leaper, which I believe is his name,
It's not Batroc the Leper.
could be the leper, unless it's Balrock the Leaper. I can never read my writing, but he is former MMA champion and UFC champion George St. Pierre.
Okay.
This dude, let me tell you how wild George St. Pierre is. So he's got hair in this movie, and he's got hair in real life. Dude everyone used to think he was bald, but he just used to shave his head out of choice.
Dude, that's the toughest thing I've ever heard.
No, I know, right? If you can like me, I'm losing my damn hair. For a man that can shave his hair out of choice, that's 100% respect to you.
That's like you imagine Jason Statham comes out in Fast and the Furious 9 and he's just got a full head of hair.
He's got some Elvis Presley hair.
But he's also got like the time lapse to show him actually growing the hair.
You'd be like, Jason, don't play around with my emotions.
Like he's already the toughest guy in Hollywood.
Yeah, I know. But now might be Batroc the
If he
Leaper.
grew hair,
Yeah.
well now it's probably Batroc like
Because the number one thing about like a man's toughness, like you can get rid of a man's toughness straight away by letting him know, hey man, you're losing your hair. Like mans will cry.
That's true.
Mans will cry. George St. Pierre said, I don't care. Shave off. Now I've just choked this dude out. So that's just shout out to him. And also for some facts, he was the first person that Captain America fights, or one of the first people Captain America fights in Winter Soldier.
Oh, so he's a Hydra man, is he?
Do you remember on the boat?
Nah, not really.
Man, he fights him on the boat, and like Captain America's like, how's this dude like beating me? Or like, up to standard.
Is that MMA fighter George St. Pierre? Did he shave his hair from choice? By choice? No wonder he's beating me.
Cap's like, oh Jesus, I got to get like the cavalry here.
Is he a super soldier there?
Or I don't know if it's explained, but I'm assuming he is, because he's doing too many things that, I mean, in that he's probably just fighting. Like, I mean, Falcon is not a super soldier.
No, that's right.
So he could not be. I guess maybe they'll explain it later. Maybe he'll come back. I hope he does.
Batroc, with a name like that.
Dude, the Leaper. I want to see him leap. Which I guess he did. He was leaping out of planes and whatnot.
He was leaping out of planes.
But that's just a bit of like, it gets us into it. But really the story is all about, it's starting to get into the lives behind the scenes of Falcon and also the Winter Soldier and Bucky.
Yeah. So, Falcon, what's his name in the movie?
I was Sam
Falcon.
Sam Falcon.
Sam Falcon. Anthony Mackie.
Anthony Mackie.
It goes to him and he's like in...
He's just in New Orleans, doing New Orleans things. His sister is like running a company and things aren't going too well. So
some sort of fishing company or something that their parents start up. I really like that bit.
I liked, and I mean, we'll get into Bucky's
I like the
side of things as well.
Yeah, I like the dynamic of the sister being like, bro, you weren't here, you like disappeared.
Yeah.
Like I had to hold this down, like you're a superhero, but you ain't got no money. That was like, and when they went to the bank.
Yeah. And even though he was a superhero, it didn't matter.
Dude.
He gets the same, like, shafted the same as anyone else does. But I think that one thing that we want to get into, like, because we're not going to talk about every scene in detail. There's just going to be a couple key scenes that we talk about. But the way that they start to the TV show is looking like it's starting to explain what these superheroes' lives are amongst just normal people.
Yeah.
Because they're no longer with, like, they're not in Avengers.
They're
not in the Avengers base. There's none of that. It's just them living their lives outside of it.
Yeah. And Falcon's in the military of sorts. Is that?
Oh, yeah.
That's the military.
Yeah. Well, he's just like Avengers, but he's helping out the military because that's where he started off as well.
Yeah.
And Bucky's just a dude.
He's just
going
a dude,
to therapy.
Like looking at Bucharestian plums, like seeing where he can import them.
That's his thing. We've talked about it on the Civil War podcast. But seeing that dynamic between his sister and him is great. But then going to Bucky, who's the Winter Soldier, and seeing that he's in a position in which he's like court mandated to go to therapy every week. And his therapy is about him forgetting everything that happened to him and everything that he did while he was the Winter Soldier.
Was it forgetting or was it just...
Or getting past it,
Yeah,
not
that's
forgetting
right.
as such. Yeah.
He's working on, like, he's got rules. Like, rule number 1 is something. Rule number 2 is, like, don't hurt people.
Yeah.
Rule number 3 is, like, just, like, don't eat too many Bucharestian plums. I don't know what the actual rules were.
I think rule number 3 was he had to go to the people that he wronged or
that's
he
right.
was
He's got his
involved
list.
with and tell them that he's no longer the Winter Soldier.
Yeah, because there was a start. Well, the start bit was when he was the Winter Soldier and he broke into this hotel or whatever.
Yeah. Tell me that wasn't amazing.
Killed all these people and shot this innocent dude.
Yeah. So there's this opening scene where he breaks into some hotel to kill these dudes, and he's just like pure Winter Soldier, just nothing in his eyes. I think
with that mask on, man, they should have left that mask on for more of Civil War, for more of the Winter Soldier.
Yeah, I think that Sebastian Stan is so good at showing just nothing, like just pure dead eyes. And I think that's perfect for the Winter Soldier because that's what he is. He's a soldier that has been created to kill and do, like just to listen to orders and kill. So that scene is amazing. But I love the fact that he's going to therapy every has to go to therapy and he's working through his things. But I think one thing I really want to talk about, especially for the first episode, it's not as much in the second episode, but these characters and the way that like things are explained with them, it gives them more heart than has ever been in any of the Marvel stuff because we actually get to see them as humans, not as superheroes, right?
They're just out here in like normal clothes.
And we talked about Falcon and Sam and his sister.
Oh, also he gives the shield to like the Smithsonian Museum.
Yeah, well, we'll
That
get
was
in.
one. Okay, sorry, because that was before, so I thought you.
But I also want to talk about how Bucky, one of his best mates, is this old Asian man. And you're sort of like, oh, is he like a guy from his war?
I wrote down here, I was like, 100% he killed this man's son.
Yeah, and I didn't pick up on that
I was like, 100%. When he was in the bar, when he started to was in the bar eating whatever.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is sad.
And the fact that Bucky is there essentially trying to fill that spot for this guy and trying to make sure that this guy remains happy because he knows that he killed his son.
Yeah, but he also needs to like tell him, I killed your son. Like I'm not that. Like he needs to do the whole,
cross it off the list.
Like he's got a list. He's checking it once because he's just got to check him off once.
That's
he doesn't have to go back.
Yeah, absolutely.
But he's got to make amends because the dude is saying like, bro, my son, I don't know what happened. Like he was just wrong place, wrong time.
And that's the thing. That's when I heard that bit, I was like, there's nothing more in any of these Marvel things. Like even, people talk about, Spider-Man in Infinity War is the saddest thing that's ever happened. Also spoilers. We're doing spoilers here. We're doing spoilers.
I'll put it in the description.
Okay. Just put up spoilers that in red.
Red.
People are saying that, that Spider-Man scene in Infinity War is the saddest thing. I think that moments like this are so much more impactful because you're like, imagine how hard that would be for this man to be sitting there knowing that he killed this dude's son. And even though he wasn't in control, he was in control.
Yeah.
And how is he going to make amends with this old dude who has literally nothing? Probably everything that he had was that relationship with his son and going down to the pub and just like drinking beers. Like those are the two things he had.
Wild.
That's what I was loving about this series. And I know you can't do that for every episode because you need to throw in some action in there.
Yeah. They also had Bucky go on a date
Yeah,
with the lady from
the lady working
from
there.
the bar.
Yeah.
Which was kind of funny when they were on the date and he was like, they were just talking about like battleships and whatnot, like playing battleships.
Yeah. And Bucky's just like, I hate my life and everything around it.
And he just leaves.
He just leaves.
And that's when he goes up to the guy's apartment and he sees, and you see like the shrine to his son. And that hit me. That hit me. But then he's like, he couldn't do it. He was just like, here's the money I owe you for lunch or something.
Yeah. And and I'm assuming that's going to happen a couple times like throughout this show.
But the best was then he goes and he looks at his list and it shows
man's on the list.
Man's on the list. He's on the list.
So in this, as Vinny was talking about before, Anthony Mackie is technically the new Captain America. Falcon is technically the new Captain America because
in spirit,
or because
Steve Rogers was like, bro, you the next one.
He gave him he passed on the mantle, right? Is that the thing? Pass on the mantle?
Yeah,
that's the thing. That's the thing.
Put
it on the mantelpiece, you know?
Put it on the mantelpiece.
That's what he said.
He said, take this shield, put it on your mantelpiece. All right, so when people come into your house, like they know.
They know they're like,
nothing has to be said, but they know.
But out of respect, Falcon was like, Sam was like, I can't keep this for myself. I'm going to give it back to the museum, give it to America.
As like a symbol. But also, I think he thinks that he's not worthy.
Yes, that's right. Which, I mean, is great because these are the most human superheroes we'll get. I mean, Bucky not as much because he actually has like a super serum within him, which allows him to like jump and do crazy things. But Anthony Mackie's character is literally a dude in a suit.
He's just got wings, bro.
Not even a rich dude in a suit like Iron Man who can do like figure out how to do time travel. He's just a dude in a suit with wings on it.
He can't even figure out how to do time travel, bro. Are you serious?
He's literally he's the most human person out of them all. So you can understand why he's just like, I can't be this guy. I'm not this guy.
I'm gonna have wings and a shield. That's too many accessories.
In this, we also get introduced to these people called the Flag Smashers. These are like what we assume, and we'll get into a bit more in episode 2, but what we assume are the big bads of this series.
The series, yeah.
And they're just dudes who are doing like just pure anarchy. They're just out there doing like, hey, let's rob a bank, and like you go that way, I'll go this way. And like we got bank heists going.
That's the anarchy. Like you go this way, I'll go that way, and then you go like up. And it's like, bro, I don't know what's going on. This is anarchy.
Yeah, but in the first episode, we get more about them in the second episode. But in the first episode, we get an idea that one of them, it seems as if one of them is like a superhuman.
Because Anthony Mackie, the Falcon, is working with this guy who looks like a child.
Yeah.
He's a young guy.
He's a great character as well.
He's a great character.
He's hilarious. I wish I had my phone so I could search up his name. But they're working together to do like, co-op stuff. Yeah. Like cooperative business.
Like cooperative stuff.
We find out in the second episode, I'll just jump into the second episode a little bit. We find out in the second episode that they're all super powered.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Yeah.
But they want to make things go back to when it was the blip.
Yeah, which I'm trying to figure out what they mean by that.
I think what happened was when people came back after the blip, there are a whole bunch of stuff that like governments back in place and they were doing all this stuff to, accommodate the people that had come back and also care for, there was obviously political business happening.
Yeah.
And maybe they thought things were better when there was less heads here.
Well, which is not a bad thing to argue either. Like you need less heads in a space. Like if you go in a room, there's like 40 people in this room here alone. This is not a big room.
Yeah.
I'm going to be like, we could take at least half of these people out. I think about all the resources that are being used. Like by resources, I mean my oxygen in this room.
I need more oxygen.
So I can understand why things might have been better before other than, the significant grief and loss.
I'm sure it will be more explained further down the line.
That's right. And that's what's good about TV, isn't it? You can wait and see what's happening next. But the big reveal in this show is that government don't give a damn about anyone.
Yeah, like we put this in the case in the museum. No, I'm gonna take it straight out.
I'm gonna take it straight out, and I'm gonna name a new Captain America. Which in the first episode, we just see him come out and he's just like waving at folk. He's not doing anything.
100%. I thought it was Casey Neistat.
That chin.
Exactly the same. Dude. I was like, bro, he's made it. Like, he's made it. Because, Casey is one of the greatest to ever do it on the YouTube.
He's one of the most popular people.
Like, we're talking about vloggers. Like, he is the vlogger.
That dude will just do a vlog of him, like, on a paddleboard, like, going out to a lighthouse and people will be watching it, like, 4 million times.
He'll do, like, some crazy stuff,
Yeah. Casey Neistat. Neistat?
Yeah, Neistat.
Shout out you.
Shout out Casey Neistat.
Hey, look. We're going to tag you in this. We'll hashtag, like, Casey Neistat in this. So if you see it, dude, like, just throw us a couple bucks.
Yeah, that's who I thought.
Yeah, that's
I was like, probably most likely not.
And also the way that so this is what's the man's from, he was, what's his name's dad? Star-Lord's dad. What's that guy's name?
Oh, Jeff.
No, not Jeff Bridges. Not Jeff Bridges.
Not Jeff Bridges?
Why are we forgetting this man's name?
Star-Lord's dad.
Yeah, he's also like he's like,
do you want to look it up?
Snake Plissken. He's Snake Plissken in that movie where he's like wearing an eye patch. He's in The Thing.
Snake Plissken.
He's in The Thing. Kurt Russell. Yeah.
Oh,
that's Kurt Russell's son.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh man, that's wild.
I can't remember what his first name is. I wish I had his first name written. Can you get his name up? But the new Captain America is Kurt Russell's son.
Kurt Russell, son. I was about to write son, S-U-N. Wyatt Russell. Wyatt Russell. Yeah, dude, he's in other stuff.
Dude, he's in that movie where it's like, we're in World War II, but now there's like monsters. What's that movie?
Yeah, that one where there's World War II, but there's monsters.
Overlord. Have you seen that? That's a fun movie. But Wyatt Russell.
What else is he in? He's in other stuff. 22 Jump Street.
Shout out, first of all, let's just shout out to Wyatt Russell because I think he's taken on that role of being the new Captain America so well.
I've seen him in Black Mirror. He's in a Black Mirror episode.
I think he's taken on that new, the role of being the new Captain America where you can tell he's trying his hardest, but also...
Which you see, we're getting to the second episode now.
Because like the first episode was just sort of reintroducing us
saying that, I love the first episode.
It was great.
The first episode was fantastic.
It was great.
Because I love seeing Anthony Mackie, Falcon. Well, I keep saying like 3 different names for him. Anyway,
that's fine. Anthony Mackie's
seeing that with like his family and the part with the bank.
Yeah.
Bro, that was...
Oh, with Bucky. And also, I don't think they meet up very much in the first episode.
They don't meet up at all.
They don't meet up at all, do they?
They meet up in the second one.
In the second one.
So I love the first episode.
The first episode was great. Going into the second episode, we'll talk about Wyatt Russell in a second. But the what's it called between... Man, I can't find my words today. Between Anthony Mackie and Bucky. And Sebastian Stan. The dynamic between those two.
Because they don't like each other.
They don't like each other, but also like they're like brothers. Like they don't like each other, but also like they really like each other.
Yeah, because Bucky's upset that he gave away the shield at this point now because now some other head's got the shield.
Yeah, but their dynamic is hilarious. I could watch a whole lot of them just together,
hilarious.
Just together doing things.
Also, Anthony Mackie as a character and as an actor, he's great.
He's good.
He's fantastic. I love watching him.
I wish he was in like better movies as well.
Yeah, I haven't seen him in any other movies.
Because he was in that movie like on Netflix where it's like we were like wearing like suits and we're like doing things in the war, right? And apparently it's no good. But he was also like got absolutely like destroyed by Eminem in 8 Mile.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But I want Anthony Mackie in more things. I think he was in a good Black Mirror episode as well, maybe. But Anthony Mackie, if you're out there, which you're out there somewhere, you're doing good things. So going back to Wyatt Russell, I think he does the perfect mix of he's trying his best and you can see that he's like got literally the world is looking at him and he's struggling with that. But also they've made it that a part of you is like, there's something shady about this dude.
Because at the start, he's in the locker room of his old high school and he's talking to that lady, which I'm assuming is his wife.
Maybe, yeah. Did they kiss?
They kiss and then he says, love you, I'm pretty sure.
Oh.
I don't know if they kiss, maybe.
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe, I don't know. And then his mate there, his teammate, he's like saying things. And he's like, and I was like, oh, maybe this guy's a good dude. And then later on, he's like, if you're not with me, you're against me, you dogs. And I was like, yeah, this dude.
Yeah, I don't know. He does a good mix of it. And it could be that Captain America is like, as in Steve Rogers, was like pure of heart, like wanted nothing but to help others.
That's why.
Whereas, is this guy doing it because it's like, this is just the next big thing. This is the next thing that you do when you've been in the army.
Although he's got like 3 Medal of Valors or Medal of Honors, which is...
That's true. Yeah.
You know, they asked if he jumped on grenades. He's like, yeah, bro, every day of the week.
Yeah, it's funny. Like, oh yeah, I've done it like 3 or 4 times. Like I just do it as like a bit of a symbol, you know, just to see where I'm at.
He also goes on Good Morning America.
Yeah.
It's dark. So what is it, like 4 o'clock they do that?
Must be like 4 o'clock in the
morning.
morning.
They got like 60,000 people in the stands at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, that was hilarious though. Because there's that.
That's another thing that was like, this is not right.
Yeah, but also though, it is the parallel between what Captain America started as. Because initially Captain America was a super soldier and he was just used to like promote, like for propaganda.
Yeah.
He was never actually used in the war until he's like, dude, I got to be out there doing things. Like this shield does not even work here. I'm just out here like, you know.
It's a wooden shield, bro.
He was just like selling like cocaine to babies. Like, because that's what they used to sell back in those days. Like your baby can't sleep? Try this dummy with cocaine like infused.
Yeah,
that was
they put cocaine in too many things.
Yeah, well, you got to,
man.
Back then you had
No wonder the housing market's crazy now. Too many people did cocaine as kids.
Yeah, they just go up to like a house that's worth like 250,000. 1 million! But yeah, no.
Sold?
I don't think anyone like the door ain't even here. Like the house is here, but somehow there's no door.
There's no one else bidding. Bro, we give you the house.
I want to get rid of it. Like, think about all the asbestos.
Fine. 2 million.
Dude, I keep like spitting on this thing.
Spitting, that's right.
So there's a scene that comes into this movie when Bucky and Falcon are infiltrating these flag smashers. They figured out that they're going to be at this joint. They're doing something. They're doing something shady. They haven't quite figured out what it is exactly.
They're moving materials and stuff. That's hilarious. That bit where they're like, no, I'm going to go in like this. We'll do this. Or Bucky's like, bro, I can see 2 people. We can take them. And then Falcon's like, yeah, but like Red Wing can see 16 people, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah.
But I love that Bucky's like immediately like, no, we'll just beat him up. like, what do you think? Like, we are superheroes. Let's just beat these dudes up and ask questions later.
Yeah,
that's hilarious.
Because also Falcon knows that one of them was super soldier.
That's right. He knows that one of them was extremely strong.
That's the other thing. New Captain America, Wyatt Russell, bro, is he? Do you reckon
just a dude?
He's just a dude.
I think he's just a dude.
He goes up against super soldiers and he does like not terrible things.
Yeah. Yeah.
He also throws that, is that like a homing shield?
It's crazy how he's able to, like there's a scene where he's talking about like his origin of becoming Captain America and he's just throwing the shield and it's like hitting 3 things and coming right back to his arm. Like one, the sheer force of that will tear your shoulder out.
Yeah.
So maybe I guess we'll find out more if he's got like the super soldier serum in him.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Because he goes up against, there's like 4 super soldiers on top of that truck.
And he's just smacking them with the shield.
Because anyway, they move out on trucks and they think he's got a hostage.
Yeah.
They got a hostage.
But that was planted there, so then the hostage would be like, I'm not a hostage, I'm actually another super soldier, and fight them all. And Bucky's getting smashed, Falcon's getting smashed by these dudes, and then coming through is Captain America and his
mate. I can't remember what his name was.
Can't remember his mate, but he's got like a sidekick as well, which is great. I love that he's just got his mate as his sidekick, he's definitely not superpowered.
He doesn't even have a helmet.
No.
Like, give this man a helmet.
Like, we're on top of a truck. If he falls off, like...
That's death.
That's death.
Which he does fall off and Captain America just throws his shield.
Yeah, and it like softens the fall somehow.
I don't know.
That was pretty funny.
It was cool.
Yeah. Yeah. No, the fight scene, I actually really like that fight scene on the trucks.
It was cool because like Bucky was getting smashed.
Absolutely destroyed. Absolutely destroyed. And he was just like, he got to the point where he was like hiding underneath the truck. He was like, this is too much. Well, he didn't actually do that. He was just trying to figure out a way to get back up without like being run over.
But he was like, I'm going to figure this out, but like, I'm going to take my time because this is too much.
Yeah. And also you just see that, you see that these guys are not equipped to fight these people, especially if there's a lot of them. Maybe one-on-one, they'd be okay, but not to fight a whole group of these super soldiers who we'll get into a little bit later as well about the super soldiers and what they do and whether or not they're actually good or bad. Like, I mean,
because they're part of the flag stompers or whatever.
That's right. So what happens after that is they all essentially fall off the truck and then they get a moment to talk to the new Captain America. And the new Captain America,
get defeated.
They get defeated real quick. The new Captain America is trying to plead with them and say, like, let's like work together. Like, you know, I ain't the government. I know that I'm not going to, you know.
Yeah, he's talking about government things like the GRA something. I don't know, some acronyms. Everyone's always got acronyms.
In government, you have to.
You have to have good.
So then no one knows what you're talking about, but everyone acts like they do. Because that's what government is. Government in any capacity is, I have no idea what's going on, but if I look like I do, then everyone's going to believe me.
That's exactly right.
That's exactly right. That's how we get things done in these countries. But he's trying to plead and just let them know that he's not trying to be Steve Rogers. He's just trying to be Captain America.
Yeah, which is another time where you're like, you know, this guy's just trying to do the best he can.
Yeah, and I felt bad for him then, especially because he didn't ask for the role. He didn't go up and say, I want Captain America.
Yeah,
he got given it. And he obviously, like, you know, if someone comes up to you and says, hey, you want to be Elon Musk, you'd be like, nah, that dude's weird as hell. But like, if you want another entrepreneur that I can be, like, I'll do it. You know, if I've got the money, I'll do it.
Yeah, like, I don't know about Mars. You know, like Jupiter, I mess with Jupiter, but Mars, I don't know.
I sort of want to just stay on my own planet. Try to fix things here instead of spending money on fixing things elsewhere.
That's hilarious. I saw some tweet being like, yeah, bro, Elon Musk going to Mars. He's going to get like some heads to Mars and he's going to blow up the Earth.
Dude, we said that on this pod. Remember? We're like, Elon Musk is going to go there and he's going to be like, yeah, the reason we wanted to set up this Mars is to like defend us against aliens.
Dude,
and we're the aliens.
We're meta, bro.
We're meta, man.
We're meta.
We said that, I think that was on AD or something.
Maybe it was.
Sign up to the Patreon to find out.
Yeah.
Dude, we said that on this pod, man.
That's crazy.
Is that crazy?
That's crazy.
But
we say things.
We
say many things.
We say so many things.
We say too many things.
This is like, our podcast is, you know how there's that thing where it's like you put 1,000 monkeys into a room and they'll write Shakespeare. That is our podcast.
Yeah, one day we'll write Shakespeare.
One day we'll just come out and people are like, this is the greatest podcast that's ever occurred because we just ramble about something and it becomes gold.
We'll be like, to be, or like maybe you're not being. Or maybe you've just been.
Like, we'll figure out like, I don't know, we'll figure out light speed. We'll figure it out.
We'll figure out the anti-life equation from... It's got some B squared, some C squared.
It's just us in hell, like, just on this pod, like, what the hell happened?
Just fire everywhere.
Just fire everywhere. We're just like, hey, man, anyway. So going on with the story. So the good thing that's happened in these two episodes is that it hasn't left us on cliffhangers as such. I mean, this episode has a bit of a cliffhanger, which I'll talk about in a second.
First episode also had a cliffhanger.
With the...
Captain America.
Oh, yeah. But it hasn't left
us on... So
the
good thing it hasn't left us on cliffhangers, like maybe the next one won't be a cliffhanger.
That's true. But, yeah, that's true. They were both cliffhangers. But they weren't cliffhangers as to be like the same in one division where it was like, what in the world is going on here?
Yeah.
Like there is some... It's grounded in some form of reality.
Yeah, you just have like an intrigue for the next episode.
That's right. And... I don't know where I was going with that now.
I don't know, but we find out that these flag smashers or whatever, they're good. They're good.
No, I don't know. They might be good. Now, I was going to say like a good, like that could have been our Shakespeare moment.
That could have been our Shakespeare.
Anyway, go on with what you say.
So the flag smashers get off the trucks. Some dude sacrifices himself because they go on a plane and like people found them.
Yeah.
They're like, we found them.
Yeah.
And then this guy just tears down a light pole. Why did he... And then he just starts running towards them?
Yeah, he tears off because there's like all these people chasing him.
I know, but all they had to do was wait for the plane to take off. Mans could have ran around a bit and he wouldn't have maybe not died straight away.
Yeah, because he runs towards the cars.
He was just like, yeah, I'm going to put this light post here and I'm going to start running. And he dies and the lady's like, bro, like one tear.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm so sad that I didn't. I'm not even listening at this point because I'm just trying to figure out what I was thinking about. But yeah, they get to this point in this. They go to like some person's house and they're taking them in, and they're...
It's like, my wife made you all these chicken livers.
Yeah,
like we love you. We're with the cause.
Yeah,
like one world, one peace or something.
Yes,
whatever
that's
they
right.
say.
Yeah. And I'm wondering if, I mean, the thing with a lot of like cults and a lot of like big things that, you know, that a lot of people follow, obviously when you're on the inside, you think you're doing the best work you can be doing.
Yeah, that's right.
But
It's your cause.
But yeah, that's right. But you might not be going about the right way. We don't know exactly what they're doing. We know that obviously they robbed the bank, but are they doing some Robin Hood business?
Yeah, like
In the truck, they had vaccines.
vaccines for what?
Hopefully COVID, man.
That's
Like
what-
we need a couple of those. But
We need a lot more of them.
I don't know. Like, are they doing that so then they can get rid of the vaccines, or are they doing it so then they can vaccinate people who aren't getting vaccinated? We don't know that yet.
Who knows?
Which is exciting.
Like maybe there's polio rife in the universe now after the blip.
Maybe that's right. Maybe all the polio doctors, like, they got blipped, and then 5 years later they're like, oh my, what have you guys done?
And Bill Gates was like not quite there yet in finding the vaccine.
That's right.
Because now I think he's found a vaccine. Like polio, like dead now.
Yeah. It'd been dead for a bit though.
Yeah, I know, but that's what I'm saying. Like maybe.
Well, he like went up to the last polio and he's like, oi, I found you. I found you, bro. You thought you could escape. You thought all your microbe friends, you saw them die, didn't you? Now it's your turn. Oh, that's what Bill Gates is doing. What do you mean? He's shooting his last polio, last cell in the head, just walking away like explosions in the background.
I don't know. I'm just trying to make Shakespeare here, man.
Yeah,
right?
well, that's true. We're just trying to make Shakespeare here. That's our tagline now.
We find out the lady's name.
Yeah, what was it?
She looks like a child.
She does, yeah.
Her name's Carly Morgenthau.
That's probably in a comic somewhere.
Well, I'll tell you where else it is. It's in the first episode of Brooklyn Nine-Nine. The first dude that dies in the first episode of Brooklyn Nine-Nine,
Yeah.
his name is Henry Morgenthau. And he like imports hams.
Dude, well,
He dies because some man like stole a $15,000 ham. That's not a lie. And that's all I could think of. I was like, Morgenthau, like, surely. Like, is this connected?
dude, maybe it's the Marvel Brooklyn Nine-Nine universe.
Like, we're going to see Jake Peralta, like,
How funny would
come
that
through
be
with
if
Anthony
Jake
Mackie?
Peralta was actually like...
that would be
into-
hilarious. That would be hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be just completely nonsense, but it'd also be hilarious. I think that's what I was going to say. They haven't used necessarily, like, their story is keeping us interested and giving us all these clues, but not giving us enough.
Yeah.
As opposed to just being like,
Yeah, we don't even know if they're good or bad. Like, you
That's-
think they're bad just because, you know, they beat up
that's right.
the guys, but
And that's why we think that Captain America is going to be a bad dude, because he's not Steve Rogers. And like, if the government does it, then it's going to be bad. Because we all conspiracy theorists over here.
100% we are.
There's a key thing that happens in this show as well is when Bucky goes up to, because Anthony Mackie's like, how are these guys all super soldiers? What's going on here? How is like this? Is it the serum? Is it something else? And then Bucky takes Anthony Mackie to this house.
To Isaiah.
To Isaiah, who is also a super soldier that no one knew about.
Yeah.
And
Which there was a bit of stuff in this scene.
yeah, there was a bit of bad blood between Bucky and Isaiah.
Yeah.
But it also was another thing of like, what are we opening up here? What are we going to learn about what these super soldier programs were? And are we going to learn that after they did it with Captain America, did the American government just continue to do it with people? And then those people maybe had kids who became these flag smashers, or were the people, or is this still going?
Yeah, because Isaiah is a African-American man who was fighting in the wars. He fought in the Korean War with Bucky
Yeah, I think so.
or something like that.
Yeah.
And then they put him in prison for 30 years.
Yeah.
So he's obviously got a lot of resentment towards probably Bucky because he wasn't in prison.
And this is a good thing about what this show could be bringing out as well is and I hope they approach it like well, and they don't just approach it like, yeah, we touched on it, so that's good for
Yeah.
us. But they approach the fact that there is a big discrepancy between what people have to deal with, even if they're in the same position as being a person of color and just being a
Yeah,
white
because
dude.
I mean, even the part where Bucky and Sam are having an argument,
I'm sort of upset that happened like right after it.
that was like, it seemed too.
Like, this is what we're doing here.
Yeah.
This is what we're talking. Because I think the way that they presented it in Isaiah scene where he's like, I was in prison for 30 years and we had this, it was the exact same thing that we did.
Yeah, maybe could have had a bit of time between the two.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like straight away.
They walk out the house and then these police officers just come around the corner and say like, hey, you're coming with me sort of business.
Well, no, they were like, Bucky, is this man disturbing you?
Yeah.
It's like, bro, come on. And then they find out who he is.
Yeah. And then
it's like, oh, can I get a selfie?
Yeah. Which is unfortunately something that really happens. Like people get pulled over. They like, you know, an African-American man might get pulled over. Dude goes up to the car, it's like, oh, hey, it's you, this famous person. Oh, go right ahead.
Yeah.
Whereas if it was just a regular person, they got pulled over. You don't know what could have happened to them. Right? But I hope that there's just not this one little approach to it.
No. I hope they don't go, we're one and done. Like
which can happen.
Yeah.
Which can happen, especially in these sorts of shows.
We'll see what they do going forward.
But to finish off this episode, well, Bucky gets arrested because he missed out on his court-mandated therapy session.
And then the therapist comes in and he takes Bucky and Sam in therapy, which was funny.
That's funny, yeah.
I look into each other's eyes. We're going to do this. And they're like, are you guys having a staring contest? That was hilarious.
Yeah, and they get right close, which is great because I would love to see them just, if this whole show was them in therapy, just like being angry at each other and just sharing their thoughts.
Hilarious.
That would be great.
Hilarious.
And then we end off and we find out that Zemo.
They're going to talk to Zemo.
Yeah. So he's still around.
And then,
And, you know, we knew that he was going to be in this show. Like he was in the posters and he's in the...
Oh, I didn't know.
I also hate that when you watch the credits for this, it shows all the characters that are in the movie. Like it shows that... what's Peggy Carter's daughter?
Sharon Carter.
Sharon Carter's in it.
Yeah, I saw some article saying like, we're going to write Sharon Carter like you've never seen it before. Someone said that. Could have been us in an After Dark episode, the way I'm going. But
hey, but Vincent, I think that both of these episodes were really good. And I'm very excited. I really enjoyed.
Yeah, I'm keen.
very excited.
I'm keen.
I also like the way that this is filmed as well. Like when there's the scene, like especially the therapy session scenes, like when there's a scene where it's Bucky and Anthony Mackie, Sebastian Stan, Anthony Mackie, they're sitting here, and then it's like from behind the therapist.
Actually,
it swaps.
I was like, I like these shots. Something about them.
The shot of Bucky when he's first in his therapy session with the big woods behind him, and it's just like
his head is like small at the bottom. At the bottom of the thing.
Bro, his head is small at the bottom. Absolutely. That's the bit. I was like, that head's so small.
It's really small at the bottom. Small and at the bottom. Like they could have just made a small or at the bottom.
But it's like we're looking into this guy's mind right now, and we're trying to figure out what he's thinking, and he's giving nothing. And that's what that shot shows.
Yeah.
But great. It's been good fun so far.
Yeah, I've enjoyed this show. I'm excited. We're going to be doing this every week. So we just missed out a week because we didn't realize it came out on Fridays.
And also I finished football and I was like, I can't do this.
Yeah, that's right. That was last week.
I can't do this.
You know, you can only do what you can do.
Can only do what you can do. But hey.
That's all.
Tell them where they can find us, Vincent.
You can find us Instagram, YouTube. You're probably watching this on YouTube, or you can watch this on YouTube. Like I said, hopefully I don't delete the footage.
Oh man, please, no. Please.
I was so mad that day. And yeah, not mad because like I wasn't mad and then I deleted the footage. I'm angry. Delete.
And then go to recently deleted and delete that.
Oh, so dumb.
But anyway, it happens.
It happens. Anyway, check us out on Patreon. All the link will be in the description. You're able to click on them rather than being like, oh, rewind a bit. What did he say? TH back catalog or THE back catalog? You know, it's confusing. It's confusing. Just look at the notes, the descriptions. Otherwise, it's everything on our website, which is thebackcatalog.com.
Yeah.
Is that all?
Yeah, that's it, man.
That's it, man. I'm hungry, so we're going to do some...
Are you hungry?
I'm hungry.
Farewell.
Farewell.